Hey, what's going on, currency lovers, and welcome to another video here on Variety and Errors, where we go through pocket money and look for valuable banknotes or collectible banknotes. Let's just jump right into it with this Series 2013 note. At first glance on the front of the note or the face of the note, nothing in the serial number, they do match up, nothing over-inked, no shifts in the seals. And I don't see anything super crazy on the front of this bill. You will see bleeding between the letters that say Federal Reserve note at the top. That's very common. On the back of the note, first thing that jumps out is we do have a little bit of an stray ink dot here, but it's not very dramatic, and I wouldn't say to collect it personally. So we'll just kind of move on. Now, 2013 notes, as you know or may not know, they're very common to have an over ink on this third digit from the left. So I don't collect those. If you do, rock on. But I just don't think they're worth it, since you can find them pretty much in any stack of $1 notes, especially. Now, another thing to look for, if you're new to the videos, is going to be fancy serial numbers, patterns in the serial number, which this does not have one. But if we come across one, I will explain what you're looking for. Sometimes you'll also get some blurring around stuff in the Great Seal. Recently, I did find an issue with one of the plate numbers on the back of one of the $1 notes. I found it in pocket change and didn't take a video, but I did keep it. So I'll grab that and make a separate video to show you that. But it actually was totally blurred. It looked like a little dot, basically. So that was pretty cool. Another Series 2013, the most common we're going to come across in these bill searches. So, you know, it just is how it is. This one's folded. So condition leaves a lot to be desired. $1 notes also have less of a life. It's torn at the top from being folded a ton of times. It's actually got a hole right here. But nothing to talk about as far as collectability of the bill. Look at the back. Kind of same deal. Very beat up, definitely been wet. You can tell from the discoloration, especially around where it says 1 and In God We Trust. And aside from that, nothing. 2013 note also, like I said, no changes in graphics on $1 notes, not since 1957, other than the change in the signatures of the Treasury of the United States and Secretary of the Treasury. Those are the only things that really change about. There. Now, a little bit of shift here in the Department of the Treasury seal. This Atlanta, Georgia Federal Reserve Bank seal here is sitting right where it's supposed to be, which is almost dead center of the serial number on the bottom left. This should actually be sitting a little bit up and a little bit to the right, but it's not shifted enough for me to hold on to. So it's a $5 note. 2013 as well, so all of them been in the same series. Nothing crazy to talk about fives. Now, post the early 2000s, they did redesign them. I talk about that in many videos, so I won't keep going on and on about it. I have a video that covers $1 notes. I believe I have one that covers 5s, 10s, and I'll do a couple others that specifically cover the denominations in their individual right. But this isn't that video, so... I do like the enhancements on graphics. You can really see quality lines and stuff. I really like that as far as notes. I think the many other types of banknotes from other countries outside of the United States are really neat as well. Now this is cool. We almost had something going on here with 3 5s and 8s, but a 2 got his way in there, else that would have been a trinary note. And like I said in many videos, they're more collectible than valuable. Trinaries can command a premium over face value, though, depending on how the trinary is set up. Let's say it was 0s, 1s, and 2s in order, then, you know, you have something there. This is the first one that's a Series 2009, so a little bit different as far as the series. Like I said, only changes is going to be the Secretary of the Treasury signature. So nothing to talk about as far as graphic change. Maybe we'll come across like an older 5 or something versus a new 5 that we just passed, and I can talk about that. But until then, just keep on keeping on. Nothing in the serial number here. It also matches up fine, which is good. Back of the bill. Really beat up, so if there was any issues with ink throughout these portions of the bill, it'd be very hard to determine that, seeing as how condition is quite shoddy on this bill. Not the worst I've seen, or you've seen in many videos, but it is. And here's a good old trinary, so I'll be able to... good, alright. So 0s, 8s, and 6. 0, 6, 0, 0, 8. So we have 0s, 8s, and 6s in a trinary note. Now, they're not in a block kind of order or anything. They're not, you know... It would be also good if, say, we had 6 on the end, 6 on the end, or whatever. We had a pattern to the serial number. Would definitely enhance any premium over face value for being a trinary. In this case, I would say it's just 20 bucks. If we had one of those blocks or something, you might be able to pull 30 out of it, maybe 40. Which, if you think about it, hey, doubling your money on a $20 bill ain't nothing to sneeze at, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to set that aside. I do like trinaries. Now, this is a really heavy over ink. I mentioned earlier that's common, but seeing one that's really heavy like that, sometimes I'll hold on to them, although I kind of go and being a hypocrite on what I normally say, which is it's too common to hold on to. But when they're really heavy like this, it does kind of exceed the normal over ink that you would see on this third digit on many Series 2013 notes. So I'm going to hold on to that guy. Why not? It's $1. It's not going to break the bank. Next bill. And this would be a good example. Let's take this out of here. So if we would have had some more repetition of 2s and 5s blocked together like that, then it would be something to hold on to. Now, like I mentioned earlier, no change in the $1 note. This is a Series 2017, so the newest series. And the only real funky thing is Stephen Nugent prints his name. But, you know, whatever. And he uses a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, but, you know, people probably make fun of my handwriting, so whatever. Go rock on with your bad self, Stephen, and print your name. Anyway, this right here as well, while I'm looking at it, since it's really prevalent on this bill. This that looks like a fingerprint almost is just a bleed through of the jacket. So bills are printed in a 3-phase process. This is how they're done. Some stuff is printed intaglio and some stuff is not. So some stuff's printed in the bill, some stuff is printed on the bill. Nothing here to talk about on this. There's a coffee stain on the bottom left, so, you know, if you collect coffee stain bills, then there you go. Other than that, nothing really jumping out on the back either, so we'll just keep on moving on. We've got a few more bills, but, you know, I'm not the richest person. I wish I could go through $1,000 every time I have pocket change, but unfortunately, I'm just a regular dude. Got ourselves somebody writing on the bill. I can't stand when people do that, but hey, once again, do what you please. $1 note. Another thing, like I mentioned earlier, you will see bleeding in these letters. That's not collectible. It's just from how dark the ink is that they use to print it. Everything else is sitting pretty solid and where it's supposed to be. On the reverse side of the note, we have a little discoloration, probably from either a counterfeit pen, anti-counterfeit pen, or just somebody writing on it with a highlighter or whatever they were doing. Another $20 note, 2013. Now, only changes really in $20 notes from, say, ones from the 90s are going to be changes in the ink, of course. A little bit of differences in the graphics. You can really see Jackson's funky eyebrow that he had going on there, which was like crazy common back then to just like be untamed, you know. But whatever. And other than that, and his head looks weird. But I know I'm just commenting on now, I'm just nitpicking the bill, but it's always just bothered me. His head looks like it's just like on a swivel, like he's an owl, and it's just on this, I don't know, it's weird to me. But anyway, nothing in the serial number here or here as far as they do match up, and nothing pattern-wise. Same dealio, this kind of fingerprint-looking thing is just a bleed-through from how they do the stitching on the jackets on quite a bit of the presidential depictions on bills, so that's nothing to really worry about. I do like the redesign of, well, no, I like the design of Federal Reserve with the design in the background there, as opposed to, say, a $1 note that just has the black. And lastly, but not least, is another dollar bill. 2013 series. We've already touched on various things with how it hasn't changed and other things to kind of look for. Nothing in the serial number on this guy. Look in the back. That same old-fashioned bleed through there. And nothing really crazy to talk about as far as the back of the bill or anything jumping out at me as far as something screwed up with printing or anything like that. No ink splots or lack of ink. So we'll just move on from that guy. What did we hold on to? The one type of bill I always tell you not to hold on to, but I'm going to anyway, is going to be this kind of beat up $1 note from Series 2013 with an over ink here, but it's just very heavy, so I'm going to hold on to it. And then our Trinary note. It's a $20 note. I would have liked to see it a little bit more blocked together with the 8s together, the 6s together, or something like that, but I'll take what I can get. It's still an interesting note, more collectible than valuable, but I like what I'm coming across. Hey, I'll take anything if it's a bill I can hold on to. Let me know what you've come across in your searches lately in the comments below, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I will see you in the next video.